Hi chess friends and lovers of chess. Welcome to a video which carries the game round 9 from the match between Gary Kasparov and Vishwanathan Anand played in New York City 1995. This is game 9. On this channel, I've tried to cover game 1 to game 8. In summary, game 1 to game 8 ended in draws. So, this is game 9. Let's enjoy the beauty game 9 has to offer. This match between Garry Kasparov and Anand has been known to be one of the best match ever in chess history. So, how did Vishwanathan Anand attack with the white pieces against Garry Kasparov, who played the black pieces? Vishy decided to start with pawn to e4. Garry Kasparov went on with c5, the Sicilian defense. Knight to f3, d6, d4, pawn takes on d4, knight takes on d4, knight to f6, attacking the pawn. Knight to c3, a6, bishop to e2, e6. White castles the short side, bishop to e7. After a4, knight to c6, hoping for knight exchange. In this position, Vishwanathan Anand decided to play bishop to e3 first. Garry Kasparov castles shots, f4 comes up, queen to c7, king to h1, rook to e8, bishop to f3. After bishop to d7, knight to b3. In this position, Garry Kasparov went with knight to a5, still provoking a knight exchange. Vishwanathan Anand gladly accepted the terms on a5 instead. Queen took on a5, queen to d3. After rook on a to d8, keeping the rook on the same file with the white queen. Rook on f to d1. Bishop to c6, b4 comes up, attacking the black queen. Queen to c7, b5, attacking the bishop. Bishop to d7. Rook on a to b1. Pawn takes on b5, knight takes on b5, attacking the queen. Bishop takes the knight on b5. Queen takes on b5. In this position, Garry Kasparov has given up his light squared bishop for a knight, thereby allying tension on the queen side. The pawn on A and the pawn on C are isolated. However, they can actually be a problem in the future. Let's watch out this game and see how Garry Kasparov coped with the weaknesses on the light squares. With the absence of light square bishop on the black side, he might find it difficult to hold on to strong activities on the light squares. The game continued after rook to a8, c4 follows, e5, hitting the center. Bishop to b6 first, an intermediate move, attacking the queen. Queen to c8, pawn takes on e5. After pawn takes on e5, the pawn is now free. However, taking this pawn will result to two responses. Either an open attack from the rook by moving the bishop to a square like this, or just sliding it back, or just going after this pawn instead. These are ideas. Well, in the game, what we saw in 1995 was different, and that was pawn to a5. This pawn defends the bishop defends the pawn. Then preparing to capture this pawn later, Garry Kasparov spotted this idea and decided to play bishop to f8, removing the bishop, opening the file for the rook to defend the pawn. h3 follows, queen to e6. Queen to a6 places the queen on a position where the rook can come into the game from here and increase pressure. So, Rook to d5 comes up, blocking the queen from accessing the pawn, and at the moment sacrificing the rook to have pawn majority. Vishwanathan Anand concept here is to connect these two pawns and create a strong pawn chain to achieve pawn promotion in the future. Knight takes the rook on d5. Pawn takes on d5, attacking the queen. Here we have two strong connected pawns, well defended by a bishop, a queen, then rook is coming later in the future. Queen to g6 followed, c5. After pawn to e4 attacking the bishop, bishop slides back to e2. Rook to e5 follows, going after the pawn. Queen to d7, defending the pawn, attacking this pawn and centralizing the queen. Rook moves to g5, threatening to pick the pawn and cause issues in white's back rank. Vishwanathan Anand spotted this and played rook to g1, defending. e3 follows, d6. First removing this pawn from the danger of the attack from the rook and threatening to pick this pawn later in the future and create an attack on the rook. Rook moves to g3, queen takes pawn on b7, defending the house and also attacking the rook. In this position, after queen to e6, king moves to h2. The game ended here and Garry Kasparov resigned. In this position, white won. That is, Vishwanathan Anand won in their match between Garry Kasparov and Vishwanathan Anand, which was played in New York 1995. This is the first win, and you can see it by yourself from this position. This game is quite interesting, and you can pick up few tips from this particular game by just observing how the game ended. Then you can see the middle game also. Giving up a bishop, you need to be ready to face the consequences. So, here we are, game 9. We have a decisive win. Vishwanathan Anand takes the lead early and drew the first blood. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for game 10 and the rest. See you in the next videos.